नमस्कार, मैं सीए मनमोहन जिंदल, ex banker and IBBI registered valuer in security and financial assets from Mumbai. Today I am trying to discuss the learnings from the matter of Mr. Gokhale, insolvency professional, a case is decided, a show cause notice is disposed of with penalty. On 31st January 2023, with a penalty for contraventions mentioned here below. So what are the contraventions? First contravention is that failure to give specific reply to IA. For the draft inspection report prepared by the IA, reply was not given within 15 days and specifically, but in a generic statement stating that the matter is sub judice before the Honorable National Company Law Appellate Tribunal without providing the evidence indicating what the issues which were under adjudication are. So one has to be specific in timelines, and the reply should be specific, not in a generic statement. So this is the learning from this case. Full proof should be given. The board held that Regulation 4.4 and 4.7 of Inspection Regulation that with clause 18 and 19 of the Code of Conduct has been violated. So what is Regulation 4.4? It shall be the duty of the service provider and an associated person to produce before the inspecting authority such records which are in his custody or control or furnish to the inspecting authority such statements and information relating to its activities within such time as the inspecting authority may require. So within such time, जो time उन्होंने दिया है उसी टाइम में आपको प्रोवाइड करनी है सारी इंफॉर्मेशन. Regulation 7.4.7 is saying that it shall be the duty of the service provider and an associated person to give inspecting authority all assistance. Assistance भी देना है which the inspecting authority may reasonably require in connection with the inspection. So inspection करते हुए आप full supportive होने चाहिए. That is called under regulation 4 in bracket 7. So clause 18 and clause 18 of the Code of Conduct is also violated as per the case. An insolvency professional must appear, cooperate, and be available for inspections and investigations carried out by the board. Any persons authorized by the board or the insolvency professional agency with which he is involved. So तीन लोगों के लिए professional agencies, authorized person by the board, or investigation carried out by the board. He must appear, cooperate, and available. Clause 19 of the code says that an insolvency professional must provide all information and records as may be required by the board and the insolvency professional agency with which he is involved. So more or less same he hai, but with a little difference. So IP has submitted his reply. Disciplinary committee inclined to take a lenient view on the reply of the insolvency professional. Contravention 2 is that failure to circulate agenda, minutes, or delayed circulation of the minutes of the COC. Means he has violated section 25A2 of the court provides that it shall be the duty of the authorized representative to circulate the agenda and minutes of the meeting of the committee of the creditors to the financial creditor he represents. In submission of Mr. Gokhale to the board, the agenda and minutes were not circulated to avoid duplication, since the resolution professional had already sent the minutes to the home buyers directly denied it. So board has denied that you should do your duty. You should not see that whether it is duplicated or not. Regulation 25(6) of the insolvency resolution process for corporate persons says that authorized representative is required to circulate the minutes of meeting to the creditors in a class or announce the voting window open for at least 24 hours before the window opens for voting instructions, to keep the windows open for voting instructions for at least 12 hours. So board held that Mr. Gokhale has violated section 25A, 2, 3 and Code of Regulations 25(6), read with clause 1, 2, 13 and 14 of the Code of Conduct. So regulation 1 and 2 belongs to integrated activity. The insolvency professional must maintain integrity by being honest, straightforward, and forthright in all professional relationships. An insolvency professional must not misrepresent any facts or situations and should refrain from being involved in any action that would bring disrepute to the profession. So you should see that you are not to be the part of disputing the profession. 13 and 14 regards to timeliness. An insolvency professional must adhere to the timelines prescribed in the code and the rules, regulations, and guidelines thereunder for insolvency resolution, liquidation, or bankruptcy process, as the case may be, and must carefully plan his actions and promptly communicate with all stakeholders involved for timely discharge of his duties. An insolvency professional must not act with malafide or be negligent while performing his functions and duties under the code. So Mr. Gokhale submitted that section 5A2, under which he is being held liable, was a new provision and associated modalities were still being understood by the market and professional alike. 25A4 states that the authorized representative shall file with committee of the creditors and instructions received by way of physical or electronic means from the financial creditor he represents for voting in accordance therewith, to ensure that the appropriate voting instructions of the financial creditor he represents is correctly recorded by the interim resolution professional or resolution professionals, as the case. So findings are that failing to implement provisions of the code due to lack of clear understanding of the provisions of the statute is not only irrational, but also bereft of the professionalism which IPR otherwise supposed to profess. He should have a full knowledge. He should act professionally. He should work according to the statute. The duties are of A are well laid out, and any argument to digress from them is not tenable. So these are the facts. Hence, contravention on this count is established beyond iota of the doubt. The clear that there was no mala fide intention behind this action is been noted. So little bit linear lenient consideration is taken. So being the video is little bit large, some contents is to be described in the second. So thank you very much. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.